Admit one more people that come in. Yes, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this regular Friday talk show. That is this one is we really go deep into the cloud compared to the other talk show session that you have. But let me share. Okay, before we started, um, let's let us take a moment to pause and honor our dear friends and colleague, Edwin. Edwin was a very humble, smart, and extremely diligent member of our team who put his heart and soul into his work and the people around him. We miss you, Edwin. Okay, so today we will do a recap on what we have learned, what we heard from the two sessions that we have. One is session internally that we have with the value up. I think not all the partners attend the value up, but most of us we attend the value up session. That was a little bit before the Chinese New Year. And after the Lunar New Year, we have the 3D Experience World. Alex, did
Yeah.
you attend those calls from Value Up?
Yes, I did actually. And I guess we had collected a few questions, which I hope that I think we're going to cover today.
Okay. Yeah.
I guess one of them is this. There was a lot of talk about cloud first. What exactly is this cloud first? Does it mean we are just going to be focusing on the cloud and not going to do desktop? What maybe we can start with that today.
Okay. Let me talk a little bit of cloud first.
Sure.
I'm involved internally with the Cloud First initiative for more than a year now. So for the CIE, what does mean Cloud First? Cloud First mean the portfolio of 3D experience works. So 3D Experience Works is not anymore only SolidWorks. We put a lot of roles and experience that we get from other brand and make it a nice offer for the traditional SolidWorks user community. So we still have the design with SolidWorks, but now we have those roles from Simulia, so that make the simulate part of the 3D experience works. We do have also the manufacturing side of this 3D experience works, and for this we have all those roles from Delmia and Delmia Works. And then for marketing, mainly those apps that we get it from NetVive, for example, and those that relate to exploring, leveraging the 3D that we have in design to make it into the documents or content that the marketing team of our customer actually can use. And then more important above all of those is the governance role. So governance means data management, big data, exploring the data, analyze the data. So those are the 5 important aspects of the cloud first or the 3D experience works.
Okay. So essentially, they're all on the cloud.
Yeah, they're all on the cloud.
All right.
Not entirely all on the cloud, but some are on the cloud, some are not on the cloud. So let me divide those on in 3 type of category. The first one is we call the SolidWorks on the cloud, which is entirely on the cloud. So those apps that we don't need installation, we can run right away out the browser. So those are, for example, the XDesign, XShape, XSheet Metal, the governance roles are all the cloud one. And then the second type of things are what we call the SolidWorks connected. SolidWorks connected, that means the 3D experience SolidWorks. That's all the traditional apps that you usually familiar with the SolidWorks. But then we changed the way that SolidWorks delivered to the customer. So it's actually delivered directly from the platform, and data by default, it's saved data or save on the platform, and you retrieve by default data from the platform as well. So that's why we call this SolidWorks Connected. It's 3D Experience SolidWorks, 3D Experience DraftSide. So those are the kind of SolidWorks Connected family of products. And then the second one is for existing customer, the extension to go to the cloud. That is the SolidWorks Extended. So that means when the customer has IFW, CSV, and then they get UES as well, or they leverage the similar kind of things on the cloud. So that is a three-type product: SolidWorks on cloud, SolidWorks Connected, and SolidWorks Extended.
Okay, that's good. I suppose we'll spend another time to go a bit more detailed, but not today. Okay.
Any other question or things that you want to clarify?
Not on this cloud, but in line with this, they've been talking about terminology. Like I think even earlier before we started, things like PLC, terms like that. What do they mean?
Oh, okay. Somehow in Dassault we like very much those what we call the trigram, the three words. But those living in Singapore, you also familiar with this, ECP, KPE, AYE.
Yeah, that's the Singapore thing.
But yeah, right. But yes, but for us who live in Singapore, we are very familiar with this. So 3D Experience or Dassault System very much as well. So we have two type of revenue. The first one of revenue is called PLC, ALC, YSC. So what are they? So PLC means primary license charge. ALC is annual license charge. YLC is yearly license charge. So what's different? Actually, when someone buys SolidWorks today, it's a PLC. Every year they renew the subscription. Those are the ALC. And then those who have the term license of SolidWorks, that's what we call YLC.
All right.
Because they pay yearly. If they stop paying, they cannot use anymore. So that is the PLC, ALC, YLC. So today, traditionally, we have PLC, ALC, YLC. With 3D Experience, we introduce another kind of like subscription model. So we have the three type of revenue, which call it PSC, ASC, and YSC. I'm sorry, I make it wrong. It's YSC, not YLC, as you see on the screen.
Oh, okay.
PSC means primary service charge. ASC is annual service charge, and YSC is yearly service charge. But on top of the YSC, you also have something we call QSC, which is quarterly service charge. So PSC means you pay one time primary service charge, and then every year you're gonna pay annual service charge, which is much lesser than the PSC. Or you want to go with the YSC. That means every year you pay the same amount for the software that you use.
Right. Okay. That's fair enough. I suppose we'll get a copy of this slide so that we can all read through all this and make sure we don't get mixed up again. Okay, fair enough. But what's so important? I mean, there was also this talk about the potential change from next year in how the perpetual licenses will be sold. What about that? So is it affected by these terms here? Yes,
it's gonna affect it. There's a new announcement, I think, that Gianpaolo announced in Value Up, but also announced to all the partners during the 3D Experience World 2022. Starting, the desktop stay the same. You get the PLC and ALC on the year 1, ALC in year 2, year 3, year 4, and so on. ALC now is mandatory. I mean, for AP South, always mandatory for the year 1. But what's happened is now, starting in January 1st, 2023, if the customer stop paying ALC, the software will stop running. So they have to continue to pay the ALC. But some exception when the customer going to a tough time and other things. So we decide is that we can give the customer 2 years, 2 years, waive their ALC for 2 years. And then on the year 3, they have to come back with the ALC and also the backdating of the other 2 ALC that they missed. Otherwise, the software will stop running. So remember, I think from January 2023,
Okay.
ALC is mandatory. If the customer stop paying ALC, the software will stop running as well.
And this will affect all customers, right?
This will affect, I think it's going to affect all the customers.
Yeah.
Now,
I
if
think
the
that's one
customer
question, yes.
want to go to like the same kind of model they have today, which is the true perpetual that they keep using forever, they get to have a PLC plus 4 ALC. That means they pay upfront 4 years of annual license charge.
Okay.
So
and all this take effect in 2023.
That's the effect on January 1st, 2023.
Okay, got it.
And the cloud will stay the same. So we get a PSC and ASC on year 1 and ASC on year 2, year 3. Or if the customer want to go to the YSC, then every year will be the same charge, YSC.
Okay, that's straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So 2023 will be an interesting year. But I guess from here, we have also this one question, and I got a few questions from this already. This sales process that GP was talking about, layer. I think we're going to talk about it today a bit.
Yeah. There's something what I learned as well doing this, and because this is a new methodology, the way we engage with the customer, and this is the method used by many companies that go on the subscription model. We call the LAE, or Land Adopt. Forget what's the E is it, and or is renew. And those are the methodology, engagement methodology. We get it from TSIA. So just refresh it again. And this is something that you also can find on the web. And I get that video and to talk about this. And let me play that one.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Layer Explained, a new customer engagement model for a new business era. Today's technology customers are less focused on product features and more on how the technology will lead them to improved business outcomes. This means that technology providers need to shift from selling more assets to growing customers. TSIA has introduced the layer model, which consists of critical milestones designed to prevent customer churn. The layer model is made up of 4 phases of the customer journey from the supplier's viewpoint: land, adopt, expand, and renew. First is the land phase, which is when you've successfully convinced a prospect to become a new customer of yours. Next, you'll need to help the customer that just bought your technology successfully use it or adopt it to achieve their business outcomes. As their usage of your technology increases, you'll be able to cross-sell and upsell current customers to expand their spending and buy more products and services. And finally, the renew phase is where your customers choose to continue their relationship with you when it comes time to repurchase technology. The Layer Customer Engagement Model is just one of many frameworks our members are using to achieve business success. Contact TSIA today to learn how we can help your organization.
Okay, so those are the methodology used by many companies, software company that go on subscription model. So land, adopt, expand, and renew. Okay. And with this also, I think GP during one of the talk, he introduced something, what he call it, the customer success role, because CRE is customer role experience. We want to make sure that customer keep renew. So that's why more and more we're gonna have this customer success role. And I think internally we do have someone look after customer success, and we want our partners as well to adopt something that's similar. So maybe for this, I think Jero is on the call. Jero, you may want to talk a little bit about this customer success role.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Ba-Thong. So I think this concept is probably not new for a lot of people, but it's maybe something that not everyone will have in their company now. So the idea of customer success is really the purpose is really to drive loyalty among your existing customer base. So why this is important now is because as we move to cloud and subscription, right? It's only with recurring business then we can actually sort of reap the benefits of this model. So that's why it's important to sort of understand this concept right now as we make the move. So I actually have one slide that I'd like to share, just so I can draw the distinction for you, because a lot of people actually have a misconception about what customer success is, and they think it's the same as maybe customer support. Yeah. So I want to share this slide with everyone just to make sure it's clear. So customer success, the key difference would be that it's a more proactive. Sorry, just one second. Sorry. So it's more proactive rather than customer support, which is more reactive. So the main goals is that we are trying to drive value for the customer rather than just satisfaction. Because the customer can be satisfied with your service and product, but at the end of the day, if they are not using it and they are not actively engaged, they are not going to renew and they are not going to reap the benefits of the year 2, year 3 renewal. So that's why it's important that we have this sort of function in your companies nowadays. Any questions on that?
Okay, so it's kind of like a transformation of the customer support engineer. So instead of waiting for the customer to call you, you actually engage with the customer from the beginning to make sure that any problem will be solved right away before actually they call you, and we want them to adapt and see the value upfront when we engage with the customer, is to make sure that they're gonna renew, right? Different than in the old time when I do have some customer who say, well, you guys only call me when the time I renew my subscription. You don't call from the beginning. And I think that that will change the customer success role, will change tremendously the user experience and how do we engage and our community engage with the customer.
Yes, definitely. So I think if you go back to the layer model that you shared, Ba-Thong, so the customer success specialist really needs to be involved in all stages, mainly the adoption onwards, but even the landing as well. Customer success will also need to be involved throughout this whole stage. So why I say that is because when you look at the slides, it says, the customer success, to drive value, you need to understand what are the sort of business outcomes the customer is looking to solve, looking to achieve, right? So if you're not involved in the landing stage, you're not aware why the customer even bought the service, then you're not going to be able to successfully deliver that value and outcome. So maybe just a quick, reflection point, just to sum it all up. Maybe you can think back into your own organization. If you already have a role like this, or if you have your subscription managers, are they able to successfully drive the outcome by knowing what the outcomes are that the customer wants? Is there a link between your landing and your adoption phase? I think that's where we are currently really lacking at this moment.
Yeah.
One question I received about this layer along the way, maybe I can just put it out there. Will we be providing any form of guidance, coaching for everyone who's in the process of, I guess, changing their methodologies and all that?
Is that a question for me?
for all of us, actually, for me, for you, for Ba-Thong, for you, for Ba-Thong.
Okay, maybe I can speak for our own subscription and customer success team.
Sure.
So Kate and I already have a couple of plans for enablement this year. So we'll be starting with having conversations with the bar owners first before we cascade down to the rest of the team.
Cool.
So
it's good to know. And thanks for that interesting background as well.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a message from George, and I think George is right. From 2023, new perpetual customer has to come with a 4-year subscription. Hello.
Were there
Someone
more
asked me questions?
I missed?
I thought I heard someone talk.
I don't see any questions on my end, but just feel free to let me know if you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ba-Thong, you can go ahead and continue with your presentation.
Any more questions, gentlemen?
Ladies as well.
Okay, so if not, then we can, before we go, just let you know that in the next 3 weeks, we still have a talk show on a Friday. But on a talk show the Friday, I will do with all the colleagues in the office. We do a kind of like 3D experience on the cloud revisit. So we will go through some of the fundamental of the 3D experience, from the adoption, the PPO, the tenant, the security, and then we'll probably go through some of the questions that you may have from customer, and we're going to help you to understand more on the 3D experience on the cloud. We know that there's so many newcomers as well. You want to catch up with those fundamental. It would be nice to attend the next 3 sessions on the Friday. It's all about 3D experience on the cloud, the ordering, the process, the platform, the infrastructure. So those we will talk about this in the 3 different sessions. But as well as for those who want to take the certification on 3D experience in the cloud, this session we're going to help you as well to get some knowledge that will help you to pass the certification. But then also I will use these 3 sessions to introduce to you some of the new features that will come with 2022 XFD01. Knowing that this weekend we're gonna update all the public cloud tenant to the 2022 XFD01. So starting from tomorrow, don't try to go on the platform. It won't run, and probably at the end of Saturday, you can go back and you see the new SolidWorks, the new 3D Experience 2022 XFD01. There's a lot of enhancement from the collaboration, from project planners, and from other roles. But one thing that I like the most in 2022 XFD01 is ability to preview all the Office document that you save on the 3D space. So you have that preview, so you can see the PowerPoint that you put on 3D space, so you can preview it. And with this, that will be a good tool to do presentation to a customer. And you don't have to jump between the PowerPoint and Excel and other things. Everything you can deliver your presentation directly from the platform. Okay, so you have a good weekend, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you next week.